51-year-old man gets an unexpected phone call. He's told about a 1-year-old boy with a horrible bone disease, and the only cure is a bone marrow transplant. Steve is receiving this call because he's a perfect match, and without hesitation, he agrees to be a donor. Steve had signed up for the National Bone Marrow Program about 17 years prior to the phone call. And because of that simple step, he was given the opportunity to save a child's life. Simply by registering, everyone in here can have that same opportunity. Steve is one of the many gracious Americans who have volunteered to be bone marrow donors. And every day, an estimated 6,000 people need a transplant. And the majority of them have to rely on a volunteer donor. And this all comes from an article done by CNN. So what is bone marrow? According to PS.MOD, bone marrow is a substance inside of bones that resembles blood and contains blood stem cells that produces white blood cells and red blood cells, and also platelets that are important for carrying oxygen, fighting infection, and helping to control bleeding. Because bone marrow has so many important uses, many life-threatening diseases can benefit greatly from bone marrow transplants, and sometimes, like in Matthew's case, who was the 1-year-old boy, can even be cured. For example, according to Medline Plus, leukemia is a cancer in which the bone marrow produces abnormal white blood cells. In aplastic anemia, the bone marrow doesn't make red blood cells. And in other diseases such as lymphoma, they can spread to the bone marrow and affect the production of blood cells. According to bonemarrow.org, there are about 56 different diseases that can be treated with bone marrow transplants. So, how the bone marrow is actually donated is patients undergo chemo and sometimes radiation to destroy some of their diseased marrow. And then the donor's healthy blood-forming cells are given directly into the patient's bloodstream, where they can begin to function and multiply, which is according to marrow.org. So this desperate need for bone marrow transplants may concern all of you, but it may also be pretty scary to actually donate. Well, the majority of donations are actually PBSC donations, which are non-surgical procedures, and basically are just a transferring of blood. The donor's blood-forming cells are removed from the blood and then transferred to the patient's. Side effects are only really headaches and some bone and muscle aches, so there's really not that much pain at all. However, marrow donations are surgical procedures, but with the anesthesia, you don't feel any pain during the donation, and then afterwards, it's just some lower back pain because the liquid marrow is taken from the back. Marrow donations really aren't that painful and not that scary at all, and all that information comes from marrow.org. So in order to register, first you must join the Match Registry online, and there are some health requirements, but basically all you have to do is be between the ages of 18 and 60. Then once all your information is in the database, doctors from all around the world search it, and if they find you to be a match, you're contacted and then go through the process to donate the marrow or the cells in the PSBC donation. You can always say no if you're contacted after you register, but why should you say yes? According to PSBC.org, although some patients with leukemia or other cancers have a genetically matched family member who can donate, about 70% of them do not. So these patients' lives depend on finding an unrelated individual with a compatible tissue type who are willing to donate for them. Another reason to donate is that it's completely free. So if you choose to donate bone marrow, you are only undergoing a simple procedure that could potentially save someone from suffering every day of their life. But you only have this opportunity if you register. You may be called as soon as you register, 17 years later like Steve Carr's, or you may never be called. But no matter when or if you're called, simply by registering gives you the opportunity to be the answer to someone's prayers, to be the hope for a better future, or to even be the cure to a disease. So how can you say no?